take two. Um, First off, I want to apologize for being so late. I was planning on making a video every week to chronicle my progress, but I've been busy. We've been moving. I moved from a city that's 2.5 hours away from where I am now, and then I was kind of I don't want to say depressed, but I was kind of in a funk because my husband, up until we moved, was gone all week, and he would come down on his days off, and it wasn't nearly enough because on his days off he wanted to hang out with his friends because he missed them, and then he would have a little bit of time for me. It just wasn't enough, and then it got to the point where he couldn't come on the weekends, so going weeks without seeing him was hard. So I'm on week 4, little over a week, little over week 4. I'll recap. The liquid diet was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to, miss being able to eat. But at that time, I was still healing from the surgery, and I was wrapping my head, you know, wrapping my head around the new me. Not saying that I have it completely figured out now, because I do not. Um, Stage 2 was pureed foods. I think the only reason why I had trouble with that really was because looking at it, it was not appetizing. It was not appealing. But I was able to get through it. I got some unflavored powder, protein powder, so I was at that time being able to get my protein in. I was still getting my liquids in, but then once I hit week 3, week 2 I was adding my vitamins in at the time, but I had to schedule. Like, there was a certain time I had to take my first pill and take my B12, and then I had to space it out and make sure I had food in my stomach, and then after that I still had to wait for an hour to drink, so I had to wait an hour to take my pill, and then by that time, depending on how much liquid I had got in and what time of day it was lunchtime. So the whole trying to figure out and structure how I'm supposed to handle it, it's kind of gotten difficult. Because right now I know I'm not getting enough protein in. I know I'm not getting enough liquid in, which is why I have this one sitting beside me. So if I have to stop every once in a while and take a drink, forgive me, but I'm trying to get my liquids in. So, which reminds me, I'm going to go ahead and take a drink. Okay. Then there is, that brings me to week 3, which is soft foods. Going and introducing certain things with the soft foods, I started realizing some of the things that my body's not going to accept. And when it doesn't want to accept it, I end up throwing up because it feels like it gets stuck right here and it's not going anywhere. And then there are other times where it's uncomfortable, and I don't want to say I necessarily get nauseous, but it just comes back up. Really, in fact, sometimes there's no warning. And then now week 4, where I can eat pretty much anything, but introducing one food at a time, and making sure it's not carbs. That's been kind of difficult. I think because in my mindset, when I make my kids and my husband their meals, it's like, I can't have this. So it's kind of difficult cooking for me and then cooking for them. So I think I'm just going to put us all on maybe something like the Atkins diet, because I was doing some research on it, and it just looks like something that I'd be able to get more protein in, and my husband's diabetic, so it will help him out with the less carbs. And it might help my daughter out because she's kind of a carbaholic, and I want to knock that out. And my two sons, they eat anything. Anyway, like I said, it's just been kind of hard. I was extremely lucky to get my laptop out when I did, because someone stole one of our vehicles, and it had a lot of my personal items in it. I think everything that was left in the truck was just my stuff. So now I have to start out and get a new blender, and my protein, my chocolate flavored protein, and my unflavored protein was in there as well. So that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not getting as much protein now in as I used to, because that was one way to supplement. But I live in an apartment now instead of a house, and I live upstairs. So I get, a little bit of exercise going up and down the stairs. I haven't been cleared yet to do really strenuous, I want to say, workouts. I have my 1 month appointment coming up in April, which I have to take blood tests for. And then there's a pool at this apartment, so they're renovating it right now, and it's still kind of not too cold, but for me, it's not warm enough for me to go swimming in it yet. My husband will. My husband and my kids. There's also a jacuzzi, which I will take full advantage of once I get the chance. But I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've missed. I'm still moving into this apartment, so technically I'm living in one town and then this one. So I have 2 addresses. I recently went out and bought toddler plates, bowls, spoons, and then traveling bowls, because it helps visually, letting me know if I'm getting enough food in, because at some points I know I'm not. I know for sure I'm not. And then other days I just want to continuously eat, but I can't, so I will eat. And then 3 hours later, I will feel like I'm hungry, and I will take a couple bites of something, and then I'm like, I can't have this. So learning to listen to my body, and learning to figure out if it's head hunger or boredom, or if I'm really hungry. That's an adjustment, and learning when my body's telling me that I'm full, because I've had points where I just wanted that one extra bite, and it threw me over, and I hurt for it. Well, I don't want to say hurt. Hurt is a kind of wrong word to use. Uncomfortable. Extremely uncomfortable, especially when it feels like it's sitting right here in my chest and I can't get it out. Or if I eat something that my body's not ready to eat, I'm either nauseous, or it when it sticks, it's uncomfortable. And there are times, even, which is really weird, but even like at night, I'll get up and I'll take a drink of water. But sometimes it's really weird. Even doing that, I get nauseous, and there are times where I can't drink water. I can't put anything in my mouth, because every time I do, I get nauseous. So that's something I have to figure out why it's happening, or find a way around it. And then I notice whenever my body's saying I'm full, I get hiccups, or I get little burps. So, I'm trying to think of where else I'm at. I think that's pretty much it. I am sincerely going to try to post more regularly. I'm not planning on moving anymore. I am in the process of enrolling my kids into the new school, and it's kind of difficult to figure out because they talk about transferring from interdistrict to interdistrict, not from one city to the next. So that's something I have to go and talk to them about. And then I have to, well, I don't have to, but find a job here, because here it costs a little bit more, but it's worth it because where I was living before was not just where I was, but the whole city was not safe. Um, but I think that's about it. If you have any questions for me, no question is unanswerable. If I can, well, if I can answer it, I will. If I can't, I will at least tell you that I don't know. And just remember, they're my experiences. I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. I can give you just, what I've been through, what I've experienced, just from my point of view. So, like I said, if you have any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment, and I will definitely get back to you. All right. Have a good day.